स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने ये वादा कर लिया हमने।
एक पवित्र सी हवा बहेगी,
उज्जवल उज्जवल हो भारत,
कोना कोना निर्मल होगा,
विश्व कहेगा जय भारत।
जाग उठेंगे भाग्य हमारे, स्वच्छ बनेगा ये भारत।
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने वादा ये वादा कर लिया हमने, ये वादा कर लिया हमने, ये वादा कर लिया
It's a city protected by the gods. They reside inside and outside the 1,000 temples of Kumbakonam. But how can you please the gods if the temples are surrounded by trash? How can the gods bless you if your discards are polluting the beautiful Kaveri and the Arsala rivers flowing past? "40 kilometers to the northeast of Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu, Kumbakonam is a temple town on the banks of the Kaveri and the Arsala rivers. Kumbakonam is not only a sacred site, but the chief marketplace for its neighboring villages. It has been urbanizing rapidly in the last few decades. Unfortunately, this expansion means that the dumps that were outside the town 50 years ago are now part of its suburbs. Kumbakonam's population is over 140,000 people, who produce about 70 metric tons of waste daily. Till 2014, the town was increasingly under waste dumps.
Kumbakonam, the population density is more, as well as the identification of land is very difficult one. That's why we want to reclaim that land after following that tender procedures and after got approval from the Tamil Nadu government we invited tender. After following tender procedures, the work is given to Sigma Global, and then after this have started the work.
Waste from Kumbakonam is deposited in vast areas used as a garbage dump on the outskirts of the temple town at Karikulam. Out of the total area of 10.5 acres, 7.5 acres received unsegregated waste. The dump rose to a height of 7 meters from the ground, leaving it impossible to go on using it. It was saturated when Sigma arrived on the scene.
We all had the ambition of putting the clean India in the front. So our directors went to the abroad to study the different possibilities of the municipal solid waste management. And based on their study, they found out that the type of waste which is available in our country and the type of equipment available abroad is not suitable for our purpose. So when we sat down, we had a brainstorming session and made a demonstration plant.
In 2015, the Kumbakonam municipality considered biocapping as a means of dealing with the waste. In the process of biocapping, waste is covered with soil. This only postpones the problem of waste management. With biocapping, the waste generates harmful gases and causes water pollution through leachates. The biggest problem is that the land cannot be reclaimed. The municipality decided to take a different route. They joined hands with the newly formed Sigma Global Environment Solutions Private Limited. The Kumbakonam dump yard was handed over in May 2015 to the 2-month-old Sigma Global.
Out of the two concepts of biomining and biocapping, we have chosen biomining because this gives major advantage of land reclamation to the municipalities.
Sigma suggested biomining. In this approach, waste is segregated using municipal solid waste plants. The segregated waste is then recycled or reused, or in some cases used alternatively as fuel in the form of refuse-derived fuel or RDF. Soil enricher and earth fills are also used. This responsible disposal of waste also ensures reclamation of land. The company designed, built and funded a mobile municipal solid waste plant. Around 7 crores approximately was invested to set up the plant. They introduced trommels, vibro separators, air density separators, conveyors and magnetic separators to treat the municipal solid waste. All these machines were mobile and could be moved once the project was over. The plant started operations in the month of August 2015.
With segregation of the municipal solid waste by mechanical screening, by air classification techniques and by manual segregation, with which we thought that we will be able to complete our major objective of zero waste. Accordingly, we have sat down the drawing board and finalized the equipments. For mechanical screening, we went for a trommel type of screens, vibrating screens, and for air classifying, we went for air density separators, went for blower types of different lengths and different diameter, depending upon the density of the different particles. Once these are finalized, we got down into our detail engineering and got the equipments designed, completed and fabricated, and then erected this plant. The major plus point of this plant, what I can say, is 100% of the equipments are made in India.
The concept of biomining is a low-tech, quick remedy for old open waste dumps to achieve near-zero emission of landfill gases and leachate. Previously, landfilled solid waste was excavated and treated under this process. It reduced the amount of landfill mass. The mining recovered valuable recyclable materials, a combustible fraction, soil and landfill space. Biomining helps in reclaiming land that was previously covered under mounds of solid waste. This means that as cities expand, land taken over by waste are freed again.
What we do with the waste is called a pre-processing. We take, it's called windrowing. We use mechanical equipments and Hitachi, and we windrow it for about 7 days. Means it's a question of turning it and drying the material. After 7 days it dried up, we take it to a ground hopper. From the ground hopper, the metal is already loosened and taken through a vibro feeder and to our first conveyor, where we separate some sort of a plus 250 mm size material. That can be glass bottles, that can be a lengthy cloth or lengthy nylon fabric or like resin bags or leather chappals or plastic chappals or cement PP bags. These are taken out. Then we go for a screening purpose. It's called a trommel screening. We screen at 100 mm. And a minus 100 mm contains mostly inert material and some amount of plastic material. That's a carry bags. And plus 100 carries all cement bags, again certain amount of plastic bags. So we have a blower system wherein we separate the cloths and then PP and again PE materials. And minus 100 we take it to another trommel screen where we screen 6 mm. The minus 6 mm product is called a biomanure, which we sell to the local farms and as well as nurseries.
Biomanure is proving to be of great use to farmers in the town, and the results are also encouraging. The manure makes the soil richer and helps it retain water.
The plus 20M we put in a very sophisticated air density separator, where we separate out the plastic which are blown, is taken to a trommel screen where it is further dedusted and taken to a JETEC machine where further we purify the plastics, and then we take it to a baling machine. These bales are processed and we are supplying to the cement plants as an alternate fuel. These bales are also given to plants for oil pyrolysis, for people are using it for pyrolysis for production of the oil as a substitute for the high speed diesel oil, the furnace oil.
Inorganic waste is classified into recyclable and reusable waste or combustible waste. Typically, plastic and tires are considered recyclable. Reusable waste refers to materials like certain types of rubbers in the tire industry which may be put to use again. All other waste is combustible, that is, it burns at a very high calorific value. Cement factories use this as alternative fuel. This thorough approach to waste disposal allows Sigma to achieve near zero wastage. The solid waste management norms allow for 10 to 15% of wastage. That is, 10 to 15% of waste that cannot be recycled, reused and is not combustible can be dumped back into the ground. But biomining in Kumbakonam has surpassed even that goal. 17% waste goes to cement companies and power plants, 15% to pyrolysis plants, 6% goes to recyclers, 2% goes to reclaimers, 3% to recycling companies, 0.5% to steel plants, 5% to pipe making companies, 6% is used as soil enrichers for sugarcane plantations, and the remaining waste consisting of wood, clothes and other organic items are shredded and sold as RDF to cement companies and power plants. The plant processes 250 to 300 tons of waste every day. The project has already reclaimed 7.5 acres out of 10.5 acres dedicated to dumping. The Kumbakonam municipality has built a RCC compost pad or reinforced cement concrete compost pad and a 70 metric ton per day MSW processing plant in 2 acres of the land, thus reclaimed. The entire quantity of waste at the dump is estimated to be processed in the coming future.
Initially, the garbage is dumped in nearly 10.5 acres. After the process is coming, we have reclaimed 7.5 acres of land. In that land, we have constructed a compost plant. In that compost plant, we are planning to process the compost daily collected garbage there.
The waste is segregated into organic and inorganic categories. Organic waste is directly used as earth fill for holes in previously mined land. This helps in reclaiming previously unusable land. Individuals from different walks of life got together and decided to participate in the mission of Swachh Bharat in this city.
Every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. we assemble at particular zones and we cover at least around 100 houses per day. So generally what they do is they bring these pamphlets which have been printed by the municipality where the bins have been given in color-coded manners. Both the red and the green bins have been given in color-coded manner to every household, and these bins, people do not know what to put into which bin. So we sensitize them as which color has to be used for composting and non-composting waste, and even the sanitary staff who come to pick it up, they have been given color-coded bins to pick it up the same way.
The change is a result of determined and constant efforts, along with a holistic approach to the problem. Waste management is not just about solving the problem at hand, but also about thinking of the future. Biomining clears dump sites and hands it over to the corporation as valuable land. Kumbakonam's case shows us that cleaning the holy city needed much more than prayers. It needed hard work for a sustained period of time.